You're listening to the Flow Friday Sports Show on Flow FM. Time to go into Oyen and chat with the president of the Oyen Rams, who joins me now, Dom Leach. Lovely to be back with you again. How are you?
Yeah, really good. Thanks, Alice. How's things?
Yeah, things are quite well indeed, going along steadily on this Friday evening. And Dom, things were not going along steadily for the Oyen A grade last weekend, not because of anything that they did, but no opposition in the end, which was pretty disappointing to see a forfeit from Robinvale. Tell us what you knew about this.
Yeah, look, it is disappointing. These things do happen. Unfortunately, due to player unavailability, Robinvale, we got the call late Friday night that they wouldn't be fronting up. So, they forfeited. So we get the 10 points and they actually lose 10 points for the forfeit. So that probably puts their spot in the 4 in a bit of doubt. But yeah, look, it's unfortunate, but it's the way it's panned out, and just gave us a week off.
All right, I want to talk more about this. This is an interesting topic. So, forfeiting, how it should work, particularly in grassroots sport, in regional sport. It's a bit of a controversial one that people don't really want to sort of get, bogged down in talking about certain punishments for teams that forfeit. Obviously, a lot of the time you can get away with it by sort of coming up with a blanket issue. But really, a lot of the time as well, you've got teams forfeiting when, better efforts could be made to get a team assembled. Now, I'm not saying in any way or alleging in any way that, this had anything to do with Robinvale on the weekend, but I love this initiative that's been put in place by the Red Cliffs Cricket Association. Minus 10 points if you forfeit. Well, you better have a pretty good reason to forfeit then, Dom.
Yeah, I think so. I think you're right. It is a tricky situation, as you mentioned, and look, you'll probably never please everyone, but I certainly like the initiative. I think it's a good one. Creates a little bit more incentive for teams if they're vying for ladder positions. To perhaps do everything they could, and Robinvale perhaps did that, and it just wasn't to be. But look, I think it's taken a different approach, but I tend to like it. I think it's progressive, and I think it's worked well.
Good stuff. All right, tell us about the other game on the weekend in the A grade, Dom.
Yeah, well, the other game was fairly short-lived, to be honest with you. We had Miller were taking on Nursery Ridge, and Nursery Ridge showed why they're outright second on the ladder. They were able to roll Miller for just 32. 5 golden ducks, unfortunately, for the Miller boys, and there wasn't a lot of joy for them with the ball either, as Nursery Ridge chased down the total, only losing 1 wicket. So a clinical win for the Ridge boys as they maintain their stranglehold in over second position.
Can we just about call it, Dom? Is it going to be a Rams and Ridge top 2 in the end?
Oh, well, I think ladder-wise, yes. I think too early to call. Yeah, to call it beyond that. Our boys, we take on Tempe this week. Down the highway, and always a tough ask. So I think we'll learn a lot more from this week's game, and whether Tempe are a serious contender as they have been in the past, and we're all wary of them being this year.
All right. Well, you went there, so let's go there. Let's talk about the game on the weekend. So looking at tomorrow's action here in the A grade. So Oyen v Tempe, the rivalry of old coming to the fore. How do you see it going, Dom, and how do the Rams prepare themselves for this one, knowing that you've had the week off now?
Yeah, well, the week off, we've had plenty of weeks off, to be honest with you, the last probably 6 or 7, so we haven't been able to get a lot of continuity in our cricket, but I see this one going down to the wire. Tempe are a good team, particularly on their home deck. They're probably a 30 or 40 better runner side down there. So all the usual suspects will be there, and I think it'll probably come down to who bowls well. Bit of a batting paradise down there. So if you can bowl well and restrict the opposition, as we'll hope to do, then it goes a long way to winning the game.
All right, Dom, looking at Robinvale, do you reckon they'll get a team together to be able to beat Nursery Ridge? It's going to be a fairly difficult task. Is it an unrealistic objective?
No, I think probably unlikely. They're back at home, but they've just really struggled to string a couple of wins together this year. They won a couple of weeks ago, and then of course the forfeit last week. So I think it's very hard to go past Ridge, even on the road, in tracking form. I think you'd be doing well to bet against them.
All right. Let's move along then and talk about the B grade and some good news there with the Oyen getting up on the weekend. A very impressive performance from the likes of Jordan Belitho and Zach Harker in this game. So what did we make of this one? In the end, I gather it was all about the B grade and they got a pretty good turnout spectator-wise here, Dom.
Yeah, they did. A few of the A-grade boys made the trek up about an hour and a half up the highway to watch the B graders take the field. And without disappointment, the boys put in a fantastic show. I think last week I said if we just put in a competitive performance, we'd all be happy, and it'd lead us well into taking them on in the finals. But to the B graders' credit, they didn't settle for that. They went the full bore and they were able to get the run. So they restricted Kerwa to 116 off their allotted overs, which is a fantastic bowling performance on a fast outfield. And in reply, made light work of it. As you mentioned, Zach Harker with 51 not out and Geordie Belitho 35 got the runs just 2 down. So toughest trip in the league. Playing the rampaging top team, who I think had made 300 runs the week before, to restrict them to such a small total and get it with ease was fantastic. I know we'll probably have to front up against them in 2 or 3 weeks in the finals, but I think that stands us in really good stead to have another crack at them at the business end.
Yes, indeed. All right, well, just give us a wrap as we sort of head towards the final part of our segment. Give us a wrap on all things B grade, Dom.
Yeah, all things B grade. We got this week Mercy Ridge taking on Kerwa, so Kerwa will be keen to bounce back. Southwest taking on Fire Brigade. This is a 4v3 game and one that will go a long way to deciding eventual ladder positions. And the other game, of course, our boys taking on Tempe. So always wary of the boys just down the highway. They're languishing on the bottom of the ladder, but speaking to a few of their blokes during the week, they reckon they're not far away from piecing it together. So the comp is pretty even, which it's shown the last few weeks, and I suppose it's one you don't want to take lightly.
All right, well, we know they love a social gathering out there in Oyen with regards to all things going on at Blackburn Park. Now, the iPod Shuffle, what is this about, Dom?
Oh, this is another fantastic initiative from the social committee. We got the iPod Shuffle on tomorrow night at the club room, so get on down, $5 a song. You get to pick your song. Chuck it into the song master, Brad Parsons, and they'll all go into the playlist, all get jumbled up on shuffle, and whoever comes out last takes home the cash. I think there's a bit of money for the lucky loser whose song comes on first, and then it's just waiting game to see who can outlast everyone else, and whoever's song is left at the end will take home the goods.
Sounds like great fun, although $5 for a song, I reckon. I remember the days back when people completely left back the iTunes purchases and did whatever they could to get free music. $5 a song, but good fun will be had, no doubt. Tell us, do you reckon there's going to be a fairly even spread of preferences here, Dom, or are we going to get all kinds of things going off?
No, I think we'll get all kinds, to be honest. I think we've got a wide array of musical taste within the club. I think eagerly awaiting a few individuals' song choices in particular. I know Tim Vine and Lockie Comrie both been down to Melbourne the last couple of weeks, checking out the music scene down there. So eager to see what those two boys can come up with. Lockie Comrie's a bit of a pink specialist, so he might be one out of the box. And I think Daniel Price, with all his shearing playlists, will come up with an absolute cracker that no doubt we'll have the boys in stitches.
Sounds like a great time is going to be had, that's for sure. Well, Dom Leach, we thank you again for your time. Good luck over the weekend.
Thanks, Alice. Great to be with you.